should have
Why are
taken
they
my
the
makeup off, but
worst?
oh well.
Can you hear yourself?
Yeah. Can you not hear you?
Tragical.
I don't know how you drink these Reds apple. Like, my mouth tastes like a fart.
That's why I don't like those. Extra reds or whatever are like not good.
Oh, is that what this is?
It's wicked. Yeah.
Oh, they're like 8% alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like those ones. I'm sorry.
I just got back from vacation. I have no alcohol now. And I wanted a drinky.
Who said that?
This is Melissa.
And this is Kat.
So sea monkeys.
Did you figure out what they are?
I watched an entire video on sea monkeys.
No, you didn't.
They're basically like shrimp. So you buy like a packet of them, like you can buy them on the internet and you put them in a tank and they're just like tiny little organisms. Yeah, but they're more shrimp than, I don't remember what we said they were, but they're like shrimp, but like not. It was also kind of like a horror film, the YouTube video that I watched. I'll have to send it to you.
Okay.
The music was like intense and I was like,
you're like,
a
hello,
little
this
scared.
This is just about baby shrimp. Are you wearing your Lucky shirt?
Yeah.
Why are you wearing so much green? You're wearing a lot of green right now.
I am wearing Slytherin boxer shorts and Victoria's Secret
St. Patrick's Day
St.
shirt.
Patrick's Day shirt.
You're feeling very
That
green
says,
today.
"This is my lucky shirt." I am wearing like a green cotton suit right now. I'm really cozy.
That's fine. You look like a leprechaun.
You look like a leprechaun.
No, I'm wearing bike shorts and a Love is Universal Pride hoodie. Like,
why do we both have Universal clothes on?
Right, what are we doing?
Are we Universal nerds today? What's going on?
I mean, yes.
So anyway, this week, we should split up the title. It's so long.
Yeah, wait, I need to get to it. Okay.
This week,
we're here to tell you why
the adventures of Ichabod
and Mr. Toad
are tragical.
I don't know why I always do spear fingers like you guys can see me.
I think they feel them.
Okay, good. I hope so.
They feel the magical spirit fingers.
I hope so.
So this movie is from the Stone Age.
1949.
Yeah, so it's really old. And it's 2 movies. They just like made little shorts and pushed them together.
It's kind of like the full story with stuff taken out, which is weird.
Do the 2 movies matter then? Or do you watch them? Or
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of annoyed because my favorite part of one of them gets taken out.
Yeah. So it's basically from The Wind in the Willows, which is Mr. Toad. Mm-hmm. And then The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which is Ichabod. And they just took those 2 movies and shortened them and
spliced them up a little bit.
Put them in one movie.
Which is kind of weird.
But Headless Horseman makes it Halloween, so we are classifying this as a Halloween movie. Do not come for us. It's a Halloween movie.
Also, it's a drunk frog, I mean.
It's a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toad wears a costume at one point.
He does.
Bet. It's the Halloween movie.
Oh, man.
So it opens up with our
forced credits.
Yeah, our favorite thing.
There's also a really weird song that's just about the title of the movie, and
it's Bing Crosby.
They just repeat the name of the movie over and over and over and over again. It was very weird to me.
But it felt like Christmas.
Sure, Jan. We're watching a Halloween movie that feels like Christmas.
It was beautiful. But yeah, forced credits, of course. It starts in a library, and there's a narrator dude, and they're talking about the classic stories.
Robin Hood and
the other ones.
I just remember Robin Hood.
It's only
I think Sherlock Holmes. I think he mentions Sherlock Holmes.
And then he's like, but I'm going to tell you about some other things today.
Not a classic, but still a classic.
So they start with The Wind in the Willows and Mr. Toad.
What a book.
My boy.
Your favorite.
J. Thaddeus Toad, Esquire. That's his official title.
Your dude. This is your dude.
I love him. And the intro for him is basically like, is a spoiled rotten brat, has too much money and spends it on bullshit.
Yep.
That's how they summed him up.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then they were like, and he has 3 friends. Like, they had to, like, speed it up because they were like, okay, this is the story because we only have 30 minutes because this is a short. So his friends are Mac Badger, who handles his finances.
I don't even know if you consider him a friend. He's like his financial aid.
But he's his friend, too.
Sure, Dan.
I mean, he stuck around, so.
That's true.
And then Sir Rat and Mole.
Sir Rat.
They're so cute.
I love Mole.
Mole is on ride or die.
I would die for Molly.
Molly would die for you, bro.
Yeah, he would.
Yo, he's a good friend.
So, Rat and Mole have tea at the same exact time every single day.
How sweet.
That is pretty cute. And then someone knocks on the door at Rat's house, and it's a whole human just bringing him his mail.
Uh-huh.
Like, could you imagine you're a mailman and you just bring the mail to a rat?
Yeah, you have to bring a rat mail.
All right.
Good times.
Perfect. And it's an invitation for Rat and Mole to visit Toad Hall, which is where Toad lives. And then it cuts to McBadger, who is managing Toad's expenses.
At Toad Hall.
Yeah. And he owes a lot of people a lot of money.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking? Like, his house is huge, but really it's tiny.
It's for a toad.
It's a big house, but it's big for a toad.
Right.
So it's really just like a medium-sized house.
It's like tiny. It's like a
a
hamster
human,
cage.
A human could come in, I feel like, though.
Maybe.
I couldn't really gauge it. Okay, so there's points where they're standing up, and it's a big room, so obviously it's bigger than them, but I'm thinking, like, could a human stand in it, though? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being crazy. I don't know. So anyway, Mac Badger is going through the expenses, and the bill collectors are pounding on the door. Basically, the bills are all because Mr. Toad got a new cart and a horse named Cyril, who we don't stand.
We do not stand Cyril.
And he doesn't know how to drive, and he's just running into everything.
I think even if he knew how to drive, he would run into things. I think he just doesn't care about, like, anyone else's stuff, and he's like, well, I'm rich, I can pay it off, so he just doesn't really care.
No, Mr. Toad, have some responsibility.
So he just wrecks everything.
He just runs into things and is like plowing through people's yards and stuff. And then they return to Toad Hall, and Sir Rat and Molly come out to greet Mr. Toad, who's coming up in his cart, and introduces them to Cyril the horse, who is the worst.
Yeah, he calls Rat and Mole stuffy.
They're not stuffy.
No,
they're
nice.
polite.
Yeah.
They're not nice.
No, I don't like Cyril.
I hate Cyril.
Yeah, and then so Rat is kind of like railing into Toad. He's like, yo, you gotta get your shit together, my dude. And Toad starts covering his ears, and then he starts like covering them and uncovering them and covering them and uncovering
So that the sound keeps going in and out.
It got me pretty good.
He literally acts like a 5-year-old.
I was laughing pretty good at that.
Man.
That was pretty good. Oh, man. And then he pretty much, Toad pretty much tells Rat and Mole to fuck off. And
yeah, they are trying to convince him, you know, to lead a better life, to become a Christian man. And they try to take him off the cart, but they just rip his pants off. So now instead of just being a toad driving a wild cart singing a little song, he is a pantsless toad driving a cart singing a little song. So I think it got better. It improved. But as they're going down the road there, Toad sees his new obsession.
a motor car.
A motorcar.
He loses his ever-loving shit.
They call it his mania.
Yes.
So that's his new mania. What?
I'm just like thinking about Toad. I just get stressed. The face I just
you
made.
mean him pretending to be a motor car in his underwear?
No, I think
Is that
it's great.
what you're talking about?
I think he's doing great. Yeah, so he loses his absolute mind when he sees a motor car.
He must have one.
And he has to have one. So Rat and Mole finally get Toad back to, they literally drag him back to Toad Hall into his room. They strip him down, put him in his pajamas, which, I mean, he was already pantsless, so there wasn't too much left to take off. They strip him down, throw him in bed in his pajamas, while Toad is literally holding himself as if he's in a car. So, like, legs up, hands out as if they're on a wheel, and he's, like, bouncing himself and making, like, car noises.
He's making, like, little popping noises with his mouth. And then he's like, brum, 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 brum. I love it so much.
And so they're like, yep, he's fine. Throw some water on him to hopefully get him to go to sleep. And then they lock him in his room and sit vigil outside of his door.
Mm-hmm.
You know what can go wrong? Nothing, right?
No, actually, Mr. Toad climbs out his window and steals a car.
Perfect. Nothing could go wrong. Wait a minute.
So the story is that he steals a car, but they have a trial.
Yeah.
For him.
And there's the counsel for the crown, who is a freaking asshole.
What is he?
He's like the oh my god, what is it on
like
our side? Like
that's what I'm saying.
Like there's the defense attorney and then there's the other one. So not Toad's defense attorney. So there's like the person who's like against.
The prosecutor?
Yes.
He's like our prosecutor.
Yes. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. Yes.
He's a butthole. And everyone has a wig on and I hate that word.
Yeah.
Like separation of wigs and state.
Goodbye. I'm leaving. Goodbye. I'm done.
You shouldn't have to wear a wig to work.
Oh, no.
I think that's rude.
The counsel for the crown is kind of a dick, and he's like, he calls up Rat and Mole.
Like they're witnesses or something.
Yeah.
They just call his friends up to be witnesses, I guess?
Yeah, and they were like, didn't you lock him in his room because he had mania? And they were like, I mean, yeah. And he was like, okay, I'm done. And it was like, oh. But they weren't witnesses, though.
I guess, like, character witnesses? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing seemed to be a bit much.
Yeah. And then Toad decides to be his own counsel. And
what can go wrong?
Decides to call his own witnesses. So he calls Cyril to the stand.
Perfect.
Cyril, the annoying ass horse. And Cyril gives the facts of the case. Mm-hmm. And these are them. Toad escapes the window. He's creeping through the dark in his undies, doing a little dance. He's
Perfect.
So adorable.
He's so cute.
Are you kidding me when they show him walking over the bridge in his little undies?
His little toad panties.
Doing a little jig? Are you kidding? Mr. Toad is so cute.
He is pretty cute.
They make it to a bar with a car parked out front. Mm-hmm. And Toad goes inside to see who owns the car so he can buy it. And there's a bunch of weasels in the bar, and they apparently own the car, so that's pretty suspicious.
Yeah.
So they agree to sell the car for Toad Hall. So basically they're swapping a car for Toad Hall.
It's totally an even trade.
Yeah, and the barman, nice guy, Mr. Winky.
Oh, we love Mr. Winky.
Wearing a purplish pink suit, a fuchsia suit. Fuchsia suit.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 feet tall. I wouldn't even say that.
He's got a mustache.
3 feet 10 inches tall.
Something like that.
Not a tall man.
He's got like one of those like twirly mustaches, but then he also has the exact same thing on his forehead as hair. It's
not
questionable.
Good. No. Not good.
It's not a lot.
He decides to be the witness for the sale. And that's the story, and they're sticking to it.
Yep. That's what they said. And he said it was an honest trade. So Mr. Winky gets up on the stand.
Yeah, they call Mr. Winky next, and everyone is shocked.
Yeah, and he winks at Winky winks at Toad, and Toad winks back at Mr. Winky. And they're like, yo, thanks for helping me out, my dude. And then Mr. Winky says that Toad tried to sell him a stolen car.
Yeah.
What a dick.
And they put Mr. Toad in jail.
They arrest that man.
Which is a tower prison cell thing.
Yeah, it was literally like not a prison. It was like a dungeon.
Except for it was up high. So I don't think that's a dungeon. I think dungeons are underground. So it was like a tower prison.
Do dungeons have to be underground?
I think they do.
So then what is it when it's in a tower?
A cell. I don't know. Jail.
It's just regular jail.
Prison.
Perfect.
So it's Christmas Day. Toad's in his cell having some tears.
He's crying one singular tear for each of his friends. So a total of 4.
Right. And then the people who run the jail.
Jailer?
The jailer. The jailer comes to the door and is like, you have a visitor. And he's like, who? And he's like, it's okay because it's Christmas. And he's like, your grandma's here. And Toad is like, my grandma? my grandma?
That
What?
bitch dead.
My grandma. But it's actually just Cyril disguised himself as a grandma.
Perfect.
And then he gives Toad a grandma disguise so he can escape. So my thing is...
There's so many questions here.
First things first.
Mm-hmm.
Toad in his grandma outfit is like legitimate. It's cuter. I don't know what's cuter, the little cute red undies or his little cute grandma outfit. Like, he's just so stinking cute. Like, literally his little face in that little grandma outfit.
With the little, like,
with
curls
the little
around
curls coming out of the little bonnet. Like, I love
pretty
him
good.
so much. Okay, does Cyril stay behind and take Toad's place?
Yeah, that's what I assume.
And then part 2, how do you confuse you brought a horse grandma in there,
right?
And a toad grandma left. There could not be like a difference of sizes in the animal kingdom right now.
There is a very large height difference there.
Are you can no.
That jailer said, makes sense to me.
He said, it's Christmas. I've had a lot of eggnog. I can't tell the difference between a frog and a horse.
Right.
That's not what we're going with?
It's a toad, not a frog.
Whatever. Same shit.
They're different. They are different. Yeah, no, I was very confused by that. I'm concerned for that jailer.
I guess if we watch the full movie, we'll get the full story.
I think that was the whole of that part. I don't think there's more to it.
So anyway, Toad gets out of jail and he's running away. And he decides, he's already crashed into things with his carriage and stolen a car. Might as well steal a train to get out of town, right?
I just like the way that they send these hounds and chase after this tiny ass little toad who I'm not saying Grand Theft Auto isn't a big deal, but they're really chasing him as if he was like a serial killer.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. He didn't have any violent crimes.
Right. He stole a car.
And it's so cute.
The way they send 90 dogs and 700 police after this.
Kind of the town menace, though.
All right, but it's still dramatic.
No, I feel that. So he jumps on the train and he is shoveling coal like there's no tomorrow. And the officers are following behind his train in their own train. Yeah. And they start shooting at him. So
their guns ablaze at this point.
Toad stands behind like a wall on the train and is just finger gunning them.
It was pretty good. We both started cracking up. It was pretty good.
Why is he so cute?
And he was like,
pew, 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 pew. It's so hard to hate him. He's such a menace, but he's so stinking cute.
I think that's the thing, is he kind of gets away with stuff.
He's so funny. He shot at them with finger guns. Like, he risked his life for a gag, and I love him.
And then, he realizes he's not really going to get very far on that train, so he decides to take, which he still has his ball and chain attached to him, by the way. Grabs his ball and chain and jumps into a river where his ball obviously sinks.
Good thing he's a frog.
Toad.
Oh my god, whatever. Good thing he's an amphibian.
Perfect. Aren't toads like land creatures? Like, isn't that the difference? Is that frogs can breathe underwater and that toads can't?
Girl, I don't fucking know. Do I look a zoologist to you?
I'm gonna look up the difference between a frog and a toad.
I think toads are just bigger.
It's literally like their legs.
So
most
stupid.
frogs have long legs and smooth skins covered in mucus. Toads generally have shorter legs and rougher, thicker skins.
Interesting. So yeah, he jumps in the water and he basically gets away because he's a frog. And so he swims to Mole's house? So Rat's house? Rat's house? All right. And they're having Christmas dinner, and they're saying a little prayer for their boy Toad, who's locked up. Pour one out for Toad.
Pour one out for Toad.
And Toad comes to the door and, falls to the ground.
Perfect. And they're like, oh my god, this poor little grandma showed up.
And then it's just Toad.
It's just Toad.
With his ball and chain.
It's fine.
And Rat is ready to rat him out. I guess that's why he's a rat.
Is that it?
He's ratting him out. They think it's the police at the door, but it's actually McBadger.
Yeah.
Coming to tell them that Mr. Winky is a dirty man, and him and the Weasels staged the whole thing, and they need to go get the deed back to Toad Hall.
Yeah, because they took over Toad Hall. There's like 900 Weasels.
Well, he traded it for the fucking car, so...
Right.
But they're just gonna go steal the deed. Basically, the moral of the story.
I guess my thing with this part is, okay, so their plan is like, okay, let's go steal the deed back so we can prove that they have it. Why don't you just bring the cops to the house that's full of weasels and Mr. Winky sleeping on the couch with the deed in his pocket?
So there's like 2,000 weasels there. Is that a good estimate?
I would say roughly 2,000, yeah.
Yeah. So they break in. So there's like a little underground tunnel thing. And then they get into the house through that because it's their house. So they know where all the cool stuff is. And they get in there and there's roughly like 2,000 weasels running around. Well, they're all asleep actually. But there's some like guards up and stuff. But there's like a shit ton of weasels in there.
Yeah, they're all drunk, passed out everywhere.
Yeah. And the deed is in Mr. Winky's coat, and he is taking a nap on a little sofa on the first floor. So they go up to the second floor balcony, and they tie Molly to some sheets or something, and Mission Impossible rope him down so he can get the deed out of his pocket.
Yeah, where did they get all these sheets from?
I don't know, but they accidentally like throw Mole like onto Mr. Winky, so they don't do a very good job. But the guard weasel finds their boat and their little secret door hideout thing and wakes everybody up. So now they're fucked.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the weasels are throwing knives and freaking ninja stars and...
Yeah, it's kind of chaos.
Yeah, but don't they have any, like, guns, dude? They only got knives? This would have been over faster if they just had guns.
I know, right? They had, well, some one sentry guy had a gun. I don't know where he put it, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're all chasing each other around. The deed is turned into a paper airplane. It's flying around. Then Toad rips up like 1,000 pieces of paper and turns them all into a paper airplane and starts throwing them around. So nobody knows where the deed is at this point.
This part made me very anxious.
Yeah, there were too many weasels. I hated how many weasels there were.
Too many paper planes.
Absolutely. So they narrowly escape through the secret door. And then they're like hung out for a few seconds because they were like, oh no, we didn't get the deed. And then Mr. Toad was like, nope, I've got the deed, and pulls it out of his shirt or whatever. So,
Logic.
they almost put freaking Molly's. They almost chop his head off.
They were going to decapitate him.
They had him on a little pedestal with an axe.
Yeah, that
Mr.
part.
Winky's rude.
They're about to Ned Stark that man.
It was not nice. Poor Molly.
I know.
Yeah, they get the deed, and that's literally the end.
Yeah, Toad is exonerated. And then they're like, yeah, he's back to normal. He's no more mania.
Yeah.
And then he has an airplane.
So they're like, oh, I'm a reformed man, and they all toast to Toad, and then he like isn't there, and he's outside in an airplane, knocking pieces of his house
Bricks
to the ground.
over.
Yay!
Yay, Mr. Toad on an airplane.
Okay, so the narrator closes the book, and he picks another one.
But the narrator switches from a British man to a Western dude, like a Western American.
British?
Yeah.
I was not paying attention.
The only reason I noticed was because it switched to like the Westernish gentleman.
I didn't notice that. The next book is
The Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Yes.
It's like, or Ichabod Crane. And I was like, okay, no, it's just the Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the book said or Ichabod Crane. And I was like, no.
At one point in the story, they refer to him as Ichy, and from here on out, I will call him Ichy.
He is icky. Yeah.
The book opens up to New York, just off the Hudson River, in colonial America. Apparently, that's where Sleepy Hollow is.
I didn't know that.
Concrete jungle.
Wet dream tomato.
That's where it's at.
I love that.
And Ichabod Crane arrives to Sleepy Hollow to be the new school teacher.
The way they describe this man is,
Ichabod Crane is not the prettiest girl in school.
no. That would be the Epcot ball.
By any means.
But it literally at one point describes him as a scarecrow. And then it literally shows him scaring like pets.
He's like legitimately so ugly. And I'm not trying to be mean, but like,
yeah.
And he's just a drawn character, but
I mean, I feel
didn't
like if
Johnny Depp play Ichabod Crane in the live action?
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, because Katrina Von Tassel was
Wednesday Addams.
Yeah, why the fuck can't I think of holy shit?
Christina Ricci.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It was
The whole thing was in my head, but it wouldn't come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Yes. God, that's actually a good movie.
But he's basically like really, really ugly, but he's like really nice and cool.
Yeah, everyone's kind of obsessed with him.
Like,
well, he gets the ladies.
He gets the ladies.
Bro, he just gets fed. That's all he wants.
Ichabod's only goal in life is to eat food. And I love that. He is swiping food left and right in this story. But anyway, so in the beginning, we also meet Brom Bones.
Which is a name.
I'm so happy I made it through that. Oh my god, I was really nervous when I was about to say it. Because
What?
you know I
Brom
can't.
Brones. Bomb
Yeah.
Bones.
Bomb Bones.
It's gonna be Bomb Brones.
Bomb Brones. Blom Brones.
What a name.
You can't say that.
Brom Bones?
It's not allowed.
Brom Bones. Brom Bones. It sounds like
Yeah,
trombone.
no, you weren't gonna make it. And he's just basically a big ass asshole.
Yeah, they try to describe him as a prankster, and they're like, oh, he just plays his funny little pranks. No, he's a fucking bully. He's a grown man who bullies other grown men.
Yeah, it's him and his friends are called the Sleepy Hollow Boys.
I'm putting that on my grave.
So fucking original. Like, the boys in Sleepy Hollow are the Sleepy Hollow Boys. Okay.
They worked really hard on that name. What are you talking about?
I know. Also, our friend Ichy is kind of a kleptomaniac.
Yeah, he swipes stuff left and right.
Immediately walks into town. He's a new guy, and he holds open a gate for a woman carrying pies, but he legit steals a pie.
Yeah. I think he's a klepto with food.
With food.
Yeah.
He wouldn't steal anything but food.
But, I mean, still, it's kind of funny. He really does have, like, sticky fingers.
Yeah.
Both literally and figuratively
No,
because of all the food.
Literally constantly eating.
Stinky. Oh, yeah. Same thing. We said the same thing. Just in different words.
Oh, no. But yeah, he joins all of the town activities, and he's really cool with the moms of all of his students. So he basically eats at a different lady's house every night, or he goes to a town activity where there's food made by the town ladies.
Pretty fucking genius.
He has never paid for food.
No.
He does
or
not
made
have,
food.
He does not have groceries.
Also, can we talk about how is that man so skinny? His metabolism has to be out the fucking gates.
It's
like,
on his nose and his feet.
His feet. Oh no. Oh no.
What do they say in the song? The song calls them they were like, are those shovels? Or
yeah,
something like that.
Literally say that his feet are shovels.
It was not nice. But then the Sleepy Hollow boys try to like tease him and stuff and like fuck with him and shit, and he like
could not care less.
Literally could not care less.
It's right over his head.
I want to be Ichabod. He's like, I'm really cool, but I'm like really nice. A bit ugly, but all the bitches love me.
What a dream.
I don't even care if people bully me because I'm just so above it all.
A dream.
I like love him.
It just rolls right off him. He could not care less.
Does not care.
Yeah, and then he has like he helps with the choir. And the three choir ladies are head over heels for him. Yeah. Which is pretty funny. And apparently he's got some pipes on him though.
Oh man, Ichabod.
Yeah.
He does the
Yeah, because no one talks in this whole thing.
Nobody talks.
Which
in this
you
one.
pointed out to me.
I realized it like halfway through. I was like, the characters don't talk. The narrator is doing all of the talking.
And like even when their mouths move, the narrator is the one speaking. That threw me for a loop.
It
when
was
you
weird.
When you pointed that out.
I was like, no one's talking.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Because I realized Katrina hadn't spoken like halfway through. Anyway, so speaking of Katrina, she's back.
She shows up. Tits out and tiny waist.
Yeah.
That's what I wish I looked like.
She is the town owner. I guess he like just owns the biggest farm. So he's like the mayor because that's how colonial America works.
Correct.
So I don't even remember what his name was because it was really...
It was something with a B.
I was going to say it started with an M and it was really long.
No, it started with a B. It was like...
By my mum.
Yeah.
Sure. Von
that
Tussle.
one.
And this is his daughter.
Yeah. Who, by the way, has the same name as me, except mine is spelled with a C, not a K. But...
Yeah, hers is like the hurricane.
Yeah, it's rough. She also is literally Cinderella. Yeah. She looks exactly like Cinderella. Like, everything about her.
I think they just kind of all just drew the same shit. Like, there wasn't
I don't know
any
why
variation.
I didn't remember the fact that she literally is Cinderella with
not really. Like, I get what you're saying, but like
in their face.
Yeah. Basically, Ichabod is on a picnic with some town woman, and he sees Katrina, and he is like, this other girl does not even exist anymore.
No, that poor choir girl. Damn.
I know, right?
She made him a whole ass turkey or chicken. I don't know which it was. It was pretty big. Probably a turkey.
I'm gonna go turkey. Colonial America, let's go turkey.
Yeah, turkey. Like huge and a whole fucking meal. And he's over here like staring at Katrina. And then he just leaves.
Yeah.
and just follows Katrina.
Yeah.
Date be gone.
It doesn't matter.
I know you cooked for me, lady, but bye.
She'll eat it all.
This
She's
lady's
a hefty
hot.
lady.
Do you think Katrina cooks? Let's be real.
She probably could. I think you had to in that time.
I think she probably has enough money that they have some people who do it for them.
But the next day in class, Ichabod is having some
Sugared thoughts.
I love that saying.
I love that. It's a nice way of saying he's horny on
No,
Maine.
he was horny.
Ichabod was horny on Maine.
He was having sugared thoughts.
I really actually do enjoy that saying.
Sugared thoughts?
Yeah.
It's cute. It's like a nice way to say super fucking horny.
Yeah. Yes.
Like having dirty thoughts about her in
Ooh,
class.
raunchy.
The children are just throwing paper airplanes.
Yeah, they were
hitting each other with sticks and shit.
rioting. It's just normal school for us. I mean,
Yeah.
from where we're from, that was pretty normal.
But also, like, he's kind of a man-ho, and she's kind of just, like, a ho-ho. So, like...
Oh, she's 110%.
I think they're perfect for
She
each
uses
other.
every single man in that town
Yeah,
for something.
but they do it. So
Right. Good for
you.
her.
Good for you, sis.
You go, Glen Coco.
Go off.
He literally says that he wants her because she's hot and rich.
He has, like, a vision of Daddy's farm, the wheat turning into piles of money.
Yeah, and the cabbage turns into money.
And then him getting all of his jewelry when he dies.
Oh, that was pretty funny because that
He
man
had
was a
pot
fat
belly.
man. And then he just filled into it. And I was like, Ichabod wishes he had that much meat on him.
People are bringing all the packages to
Mm-hmm.
Katrina's house. Ichabod helps her, and Brahm is trying to help, but he's not doing a really good job. And Ichabod ends up doing a better job and helping Katrina with her packages.
Much to Brahm's dismay. He's pretty pissed.
So Ichabod's holding, 35 packages on his arm, and he's got Katrina on the other, and he's walking her somewhere in town. I don't know where.
Well, they
they're
were
going.
at the shops, and those were all her packages that she bought.
Oh, that
and
she
was making all the
she
other
cleared the
men
shops out.
in town. Right. She was making all the other men in town hold all her packages.
Oh.
So then they were just trailing behind her. And then...
But then Ichabod
yeah.
lays out his coat for Katrina to walk over. But then Brahm just scoops her up onto his horse and takes all her packages and carries her away. But
Eats away.
not before Katrina can pull her hanky out and throw it at it. I think we agreed it was a hanky.
Yeah, I looked at her and I said, what did you call that?
Like, it was like hanky.
A hanky, right? Do women have hankies? Like, is that still what they're called? I feel like it has a daintier name, but I don't know what it would be.
I mean, a hanky. A handkerchief, I guess, is the longer word for hanky, but it's a hanky.
Yeah, essentially.
I'm
glad we both wrote hanky.
The more I say hanky, the more it's not a
Hanky.
word. Hanky.
Oh no, please stop.
So anyways, yeah, they finally, they walk her home, and Mr. Von Tussle invites Ichabod to their Halloween frolic.
Except it's literally Katrina writing it.
And then, no, because Katrina takes it after
It's all her handwriting.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, only the bottom was.
Nuh-uh.
I
Because
feel
she
like it
finishes
wasn't.
writing the top of it, and then she also adds her
She writes, "Please come, love
Ooh.
Katrina." Like, she wrote, "Please come."
sugared thoughts.
Sugared thoughts. She was like, "If you don't fucking come to this Halloween frolic, I will be big mad." They are at the Halloween frolic.
I just love that they call it a frolic.
I want to have a frolic.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm never having a party ever again.
Why did we change it to party?
I don't know, but I want to have a Halloween frolic.
Okay.
Let's do it. Ichabod and Katrina are like just destroying the dance floor.
Bro.
I mean, the fiddles are hot. They are just dancing hard.
They're going
And
in.
Brahm tries to mess up their dance by throwing the little squeaky, giggly, short choir girl. What is her fucking haircut also?
I don't know. She's got like
What is
emo
her hair?
Like it's over one eye. Okay, let me tell you though, what's really funny is I looked at Melissa before this part even started and I said, why do I have a vivid recollection of this part where she's dancing with Brahm and she's doing this weird like high-pitched like giggle noise, and I looked at Melissa and I literally said, why do I have such a vivid memory of this? And then it literally happened and I was like, what? Like, I did the noise before it happened. I don't know why. Of all of this is the one part that stuck in my brain.
She's honestly scarier than the Headless Horseman.
Oh, 110%. That woman
She's
is horrifying. Absolutely.
Worst.
Yes.
Man, but Ichabod can shuffle, dude.
Oh, bro, those fucking shovel feet go in.
I guess so.
How does he not step on Katrina? How small are her feet for?
Oh, her feet are non-existent.
Okay,
I don't know
she's
if
just
you
on
noticed.
pegs.
Yeah, no, she is.
Okay, great, perfect.
But and then it's time to eat. So Ichabod has like 18 turkeys, 47 corn on the cob.
His plate was hilarious.
That's my plate on Thanksgiving, is it not?
Yeah.
Brad,
and then I give you my leftovers.
And then I eat cat's leftovers.
My eyes are always bigger than my stomach, especially on Thanksgiving because, like, everything about it. I mean, obviously I don't eat meat. So, like, cream and casserole and stuffing and cranberries and mashed potatoes, like, that is my shit.
I'm a bottomless pit.
And I put so much on deviled eggs. I go in and then I can't eat it all.
There's no stopping me. It's just
You are Ichabod.
It's just a hurricane in there, and it just is sucking it all in. Like,
you're Ichabod.
I am.
I'm gonna start calling you that now.
Call me Icky.
You're Icky.
I'm so icky.
So apparently, the big thing at these parties, these frolics.
Don't call it a party ever again.
Mr. Von Tassel really loves to hear a scary story when they're all eating.
Yeah.
So, they notice that, Brom notices that Ichabod is extremely superstitious. Like, he throws the salt over the shoulder if he spills it and, like, all that. So, Brom decides to tell the story of the Headless Horseman.
This song is a bop.
It's absolutely a bop. Also, I just get really sad because one of my favorite things when I worked at Disney was working on Main Street for the Booty Parade and the Headless Horseman going through. And let me tell you, you cannot have anything on the street for that shit. And it was the most bonkers 10 seconds of my life every single night, twice a night. And I lived for it. Like, it was the freaking best. And then just watching that horse clop by, that's a big ass horse.
Yeah.
It's a huge horse.
He's a big boy.
And he's so pretty. And he's actually such a sweet horse. But anyway, so it just reminded me of that. And it makes me really sad because I miss the Halloween parties. But so Brom is telling the story of the Headless Horseman. And Ichabod is quite literally sweating.
He does not.
And shaking. He's not a fan.
He's not into it.
Not a fan of the scary stories.
So basically, if you don't know, the story of the Headless Horseman is he lost his head on the trail and he's looking for a new one.
He needs a new noodle.
He needs a new brain. He had a pumpkin right now. Not good.
It's not helpful.
You don't need a pumpkin.
Not helpful.
So, yeah, he wants to lop your head off.
Yeah. And if you make it past a certain part of the bridge, you're safe.
To the covered bridge.
Right.
You have to make it.
But if you're not past that,
you're fucked.
Yeah, you're dead.
The party's over, and it's time for everyone to go home, and
Ichabod's on his emaciated horse.
Yeah, that horse has seen better days.
Ichabod eats a lot, but he doesn't feed his poor horse.
His horse eats dirt.
That thing's hip bones made me cry.
Yeah, it was not good.
I was very depressed about Icky's horse.
But a crow, there's like a part where it's just like a bunch of creepy noises and stuff, and a crow like flies away and it starts screeching like beware, and I loved that.
It's pretty accurate.
It was like
there's like frogs.
Oh my god, that crow can talk. But basically at one point his horse like falls asleep or dies, not sure.
He probably died from starvation because that thing was emaciated. He's like the wolf.
Oh,
they're friends.
Stop talking. Stop bringing up the wolf.
I will never stop talking about the wolf.
So his horse kind of just like falls asleep on a tombstone because he's so tired. And,
that's fair.
And Ichabod's like freaking the fuck out because he's really scared. And he can still hear the clip clopping of hooves, but his horse is asleep, so it's not his horse.
His horse is dead. The horse is dead.
It found a grave and it was like, this seems
I'm here.
Nice.
It's like yummy. He just said, I'm here now. We're done.
So basically it just turns out to be those little like water reed things just pounding a log.
The ones that look like corn dogs.
Yeah, the corn dog plant.
I don't know what those are actually called.
I think they're just called warts.
We don't really have them in Florida.
Plant
that looks like corn dog.
That looks.
I know they're like fluffy too.
Corn dog. Cattails.
Oh, I did know that. I'm dumb.
I feel like cattails are not that
thinner,
thick though,
right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That's why I didn't say that because I knew cattails. They're like
resembling
the
a cigar or a corn dog. Bitch, that does not resemble no cigar.
That's a
you
thick
Stop
cigar.
it.
Sounded exactly like a horse.
And then he starts to laugh at himself, and the horse isn't
also
dead and
laughing.
starts to laugh. And then, like, this maniacal laughter comes through, and it is the spookiest thing.
It's pretty good.
It's so spooky. And it's the Headless Horseman, and he's got an axe, and he is coming for our boy
Why
Ichy.
would you want Ichabod's tiny-ass pea head with the big-ass ears and no chin?
I think he wants options. I think he'll take more than one if he wants
Right,
to.
he already has to have collected some, right?
I mean, there's a legend, so yeah. Do you have more than one pair of pants?
I mean, I
Okay.
guess. All right.
That's what he's going
That's
for.
fair.
He needs a look for every season.
The heads are different pairs of pants.
Exactly.
Got it.
So he tries to cross the bridge, but the Headless Horseman can't cross the bridge. So he's trying to make it to the bridge, basically, is what it is. And he's not really good at being a head collector. He kind of misses a lot.
Yeah.
He swings at Ichabod
what
probably like 10 times.
I literally wrote. Like, I was like, okay, he's not very good at his whole shtick.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he's fucking with him kind of too, though.
maybe, yeah.
Do you think he's fucking with him?
Maybe.
Because guess what? In the end,
he gets him.
he fucking gets him.
But he crosses the bridge, but then he throws his pumpkin at him, and Ichabod disappears. How did the pumpkin get him, though?
I don't know. He got him, though.
Okay.
And then some people say, also, R.I.P. Ichabod Crane, first of all. And then some people say that he actually got really scared and just ran out of town.
Right.
And married a rich widow and had a bunch of kids.
A lot of kids that unfortunately looked like him. Yeah, because all that was left behind was his hat.
But I like to think he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did.
Because that's more Halloween.
Yeah. And then Katrina is a big hoe and she married Brom, who she hates. So I'm like, all right, fair.
Literally, he's the worst. I would have married one of, like, the townies.
He's the Gaston of Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, no. Gaston's definitely worse. But he's not great.
No.
So, okay. I'm going to put The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. I'm definitely giving it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I love Ichabod. Mm-hmm. I love spooky stuff. Mm-hmm. I love the Headless Horseman. I love Mr. Toad more than I love myself.
That is accurate.
He's literally one of my favorite Disney characters ever.
I think you own more stuff with Mr. Toad on it than you do, like, like Aurora or Cinderella, who are your favorites.
Him. Yeah. He's so cute.
And that's our, like, I'm pretty sure it's the first ride we ride every single time we've gone to Disneyland.
I, like, run there.
Yeah.
I have to make it
and
there.
it never has that long of a line, which is great.
No, it usually doesn't. But anyway, I gave it a 7 because it's really, really good, but also it's, like, just old, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not, like, it's not the best quality. Yeah. But I do love it. And it's a great Halloween movie, and I watch it every year around Halloween time. So I'm going to put it at 15. So it's under Big Hero 6, but above Dumbo. I'd definitely rather watch this than Dumbo.
I feel that. All right. I gave mine a 6 out of 10. And mine is at number 17. So it's below Tinkerbell, but above Lady and the Tramp.
My 7s are building up.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have a lot of 10s. Oh my god, I'm so excited for you to guess this movie. It's not even funny.
I don't have to pick the movie this week. I get to guess. And I'm really bad at guessing.
So, oh my god, I don't even know how to hint for this. So, like, I just really hope.
Prepare hints.
No, I do have them prepared. I just don't know if they're enough or if they're too much. Okay, so, it's a late 90s movie.
Okay.
It is live action. It is very fucking funny. Okay. I don't think we've watched it in a very long time. It's a movie that I honestly didn't really realize was Disney, and has a very similar storyline to Tarzan, like almost identical.
To Tarzan?
Mm-hmm.
George of the fucking Jungle.
Yes.
I would die for Brendan
Do
Fraser.
you know? Okay, so the whole reason I picked this movie is because when Andrea and I were at Animal Kingdom the other day, we got to talking about this movie, and then she was like, you should do it on the pod, and I was like, is it a Disney movie? So then I looked it up, and I was like, How did I not know this was a Disney movie? Bro, the Brendan Fraser in this movie is just slicked up, oiled. I can't even talk about it.
I would legitimately die for Brendan Fraser.
Oh, same. Especially late 90s Brendan Fraser. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I'm
Also,
so excited to watch this.
You fucked up because I know every word to this
No,
movie.
so do I. But that's what I said to Andrea. I was like, the funny thing is that it's been a while since I've seen it. I know I quoted half of it when we were in line for a ride. Like, I just love it so much.
Brendan Fraser with his half up, half down mom pony.
In a loincloth.
I don't know.
Just like oiled up.
Yay, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. I love this movie.
Freaking Lyle, bro. Let's do this.
I'm so pumped. It's literally, the reason I thought about it was because it's been on TikTok a lot recently. It's like jokes that you don't get as a kid. And it's
really?
like, apparently that movie is very dirty and very raunchy in
yeah.
a lot of parts.
There's
so
like banana jokes and
I
stuff.
have not. I only
Into
remember
it.
him going jabba 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 jabba. So
Anyway, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. So follow our socials. Definitely check out our website. It's got everything on there for you. And we have some exciting stuff. Well, it has all of our socials on it.
That's
saying
true, yeah.
like all the links to all of our socials. So it's
That's factual.
a kind of one-stop shop for our social
Nothing.
medias.
For our nothing.
For our social medias. We're gonna have more stuff coming soon.
It's coming.
We are working on it.
We're kind of like, 2020 has been a really shit year. So
Yeah,
I think January we'll just hit the ground running.
I think so too. That's our
because
plan.
2020 was not it.
No, this was not the move.
It was not.
2020 is not the move.
This year was only good because we started this podcast.
Truly.
Everything else was
Everything else is
trash.
awful. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Share us with a friend. Tell a friend about us.
Yeah, please. And give us 5 stars and tell us how much you love us.
Yeah.
Please. I love words of affirmation. They are my love language. Along with TikToks.
Absolutely.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
I'm going to go eat a fig and goat cheese sandwich now.
I'm going night-night.
I'm
Bye-bye,
doing that
good night.
after.
These opinions are our own and are in no way associated with the film or the film's production company.
The cover art for Tragical Podcast was created by Johnny the Alchemist on Instagram. Give him a like and a follow to see more of his insanely good artwork and to contact him for any of your artwork needs.
The Tragical Podcast intro music was produced by Jahreezy. Contact information can be found on his Instagram at Jahreezy. Jahreezy.